This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of Edmonton Oilers pregame discussion here on the channel today. And I know I was a little hesitant to discuss it in the live stream the other day, and I'm still gonna be very hesitant to discuss it tonight. I'm gonna simply put it at this: at times like this out there, when there's that much news circulation about certain things, gee, am I glad to be a guy like me doing Oilers discussion on YouTube and not a guy that could have been like me or a guy that I could have been working out there in the field of journalism. Let me tell you, it's just one thing to be very grateful for, and to have a very good job that sustains me being able to do this here for you every afternoon when I ain't sleeping for 12 hours. That's the other side of this kind of intro today. Is simple fact. If you were wondering where the video was yesterday, I sat down at about 6 o'clock last night, was going to talk some Mike Smith with you, went for supper, and went to bed, and woke up at 7 this morning. Thank goodness, because 9 house packs, and let me tell you, if we don't get through the full stream tonight, there's a good reason why. All right, ladies and gentlemen, battle for first place. Yeah, you know what? We're still kicking around this whole world thing, globe keeps spinning kind of deal, and the Oilers in our sphere are still battling for first place against the Vegas Golden Knights. That's what we have to look forward to tonight, tomorrow, all the way till April 4th. Oh, that's Saturday night versus the Calgary Flames in Calgary at the Saddledome. That's kind of where we'll be headed the whole rest of the way home. Hopefully, right? We've gone on quite a wild roller coaster so far this year. And if you're looking for more of a traditional game preview with lines and stuff, I'll tell you Koskinen starts tonight. But this is going to be more of a ramble, just kind of recap where we've been and kind of where we're headed at this point, right? So, start of the year, I expected the Oilers to finish 4th or better in the Pacific Division. Right now, 4th or better in the Pacific Division is a playoff spot. So, technically speaking, as long as we do that, that shall hold, and we should be in the playoffs no problem. Thing is, we're at 82 points with 13 games remaining. So technically speaking, this Oilers team has to win 5 of 8 games to get to that 92-point threshold, which probably, given the way it's gone in the Pacific Division and the Central this year, will be good enough for that fifth and final spot in the Pacific, which might be a division, a wild card spot, or technically speaking, let's just say the second wild card spot. All right. So 92 points. We're 10 points away from that. Thing is, we're only 2 points out of first place in the Pacific Division tonight, headed into action against the Vegas Golden Knights, who just so happen to be that team we trail by 2 points, right? So get at that is simply put, tonight, the Oilers will have more row if they win in regulation or overtime than the Vegas Golden Knights, which puts them in first place. We have a game in hand on Vegas, and we would officially have 38 wins, being too shy of 40 on the season. My goodness, that sounds crazy to think where we could be at the end of tonight's game. That is for sure. So, that said, what do these Oilers have to do? Well, you know what? We have to kind of look at what we've done the start of March, right? Is this this is a team that not a lot of people would expect, given what you've seen to start March, to be 3-1-0. That was awkward. 3-1-0, right? We've won 8-3 against Nashville, 2-1 against Dallas, lost 4-3, somehow only lost 4-3 against Chicago, and won 4-1 against Columbus. Pardon me. Cat just jumped up. Of course, you got to see Zap. You'll see plenty of her if you tune into tonight's live stream against the Vegas Golden Knights live here on Dolynny TV at 6:55 Mountain Standard Time. Sharp. All right. So let's go for the goal differential here. +5, +6, +5, +8. So somehow in our past 4 games, all right, give me the efforts the Oilers have in the past 3 to 4 games. They're a +8 in the goal differential column. I'm sorry. No matter how poorly you think the Oilers have played in the past 4 games, no matter how much you think they deserve to lose, no matter how much you're willing to take the win, give it back and take a loss because we didn't deserve it, so we should not have this win, revoke that win, NHL. Here you go, take it back, and I want the loss. Sorry, that's the expectation of losing I was talking about earlier in the season. It doesn't matter if you deserve to lose or win at the end of the day. The result can't be taken back unless there's some kind of weird protest filed, which I've never seen in my history of covering the NHL. But that said, right, it could exist, right? I mean, Columbus could have been pretty upset that they fired 46 shots at Mikko Koskinen and only got one goal on shot number 47 and lost 4-1. And you know what? The Oilers didn't deserve to win that game. Garrett Bettman, I'm sorry, we're not going to play another game until you give the Oilers a loss for that one and we get the win. Sorry, that's not how hockey's played. Ladies and gentlemen, the thing is, they talk about in hockey a complete 60 minutes, right? Play a complete 60 minutes and you'll win the hockey game. There it in itself, right? Is the Oilers are a team, when you've got Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, if the opposition plays 57.5 minutes of hockey, the Oilers can win any game, right? As long as the opposition plays 57.5 minutes or less of hockey per night, the Oilers stand probably a 95% chance of winning a hockey game. I know that sounds stupid. The Oilers only need 2.5 minutes to win a hockey game. But given what we've seen, the efforts we've seen these past few games, that is total, the proof is in the pudding kind of material, right? It's simply put that, you know what? If you don't play that full 60, the Oilers are never going to be out of it. Just ask Chicago, right? If it wasn't for that too many men call on the goal by Kyler Yamamoto in the Chicago game, we could probably win that one 5-4 in overtime. Just blind, stupid luck that Chicago gave up for 2.5 minutes after putting the boots to us pretty much all night. Well, guess what? Bang. Oilers somehow squeak out a victory. And that's this kind of stupidity that I know a lot of fans are upset with because you can't win like that in the playoffs. Thing is, what do they talk about most in the playoffs? Playing a complete 60 minutes. So, bring that into tonight, right? Is risky business is as risky business does. Sure, right? Is, you know what? Tonight, especially, that saying is going to be important. If we go out there and risky business is bad, the risky business does is going to be bad as well, right? So if we play bad, the result is probably going to be bad. One thing is going to equal the other, unlike these past 3 games that we played, more or less. That's kind of what theory would figure against the Vegas Golden Knights for first place in the Pacific Division this evening. But that said, right, is let's go back to that playoff context where tonight's going to be a playoff game, right? We've come home against the Vegas Golden Knights. We've played some ugly efforts against them so far this season. Think about that 3-0 loss the other week. Clefbaum's now back, right? Is okay. If the Oilers play a complete 60, my goodness, I don't want to see the result, especially if Vegas doesn't play more than 57.5 minutes of complete hockey. That it could get scary that way. But the thing is, our tendency is to look the other way the past 3 games, how the Oilers have started, played, and kind of won by the seat of their pants or gotten close by the seat of their pants, so it would seem. Well, put it together, 2 and 2 equals 4. You know what? It's a risky proposition to say if the Oilers play the way they have the past 3 games that they're going to win tonight. Because it's Vegas, they're battling for first place, and you look at it, right? You look at it on paper, Vegas should be, based on the past few years, based on what they've done so far this season, they should be the favorite to win the Pacific Division in this season. Now, you have the Oilers, who have been kind of this weird team all year, right? Is when they lose, they kind of do this along the way. They don't lose big skids. They don't lose ugly. They just lose a couple bad efforts, win a good couple efforts, and don't show up kind of deal. And it's mediocre until it gets good for a couple of games. You get on a 3-game tear, and then you go on a mediocre game, and then you go back on the win streak. And this, that, and the other thing almost equals 38 wins if we win tonight, right? So it's tough, right? Is you go into tonight, and essentially this is a long-winded form of saying I don't know what to expect, right? Is the Oilers have had some weird efforts the past 3-4 games, so are they going to show up and just mop the Vegas Golden Knights? But is it possible at this time of the year to just show up and mop the Vegas Golden Knights? That's the other question, right? Is can you do both at the same time? I mean, for us to mop a team at this time of the year, we should be doing it every night, no doubt. But it's the Vegas Golden Knights who also should be mopping teams every single night of the rest of the season. And we've been coming on the weird streak, right? So where does point A connect to point B? That's kind of what I'm asking. Where is this going tonight? And the question is, simply put, I don't know, right? Is Tyson, how's tonight going to turn out? Do you got a score prediction? I don't have anything for tonight, because tonight is one of those measuring stick games, right? This puts us back in first. Is it one of those games that says, hey, if the Oilers win tonight, we are a first place team. No more about this top 4 in the Pacific Division. We're first. We finish first no matter what. Here's the thing. Probably not. because I honestly don't know which way it's going to go tonight. And the other side, too, I don't know how it's going to go tonight. And now, let me see if I can get this for you. It should be around here somewhere. It should be right there. So let me lean on over, shall I? You see here on my calendar, I've got it predicted as a win. This is from my predictions video the other night. Thing is, we lost in regulation against Chicago and won in regulation against Columbus. So we're already out a point at this point. So we're looking at finishing, if I can bring this clock up, finish with 98 points. So I'm already a point shy of that. And can you really afford to be a point shy when you lose to Vegas and lose 3 points out of that? Probably not. So you kind of see where I'm going, right? I know what I predicted earlier, but then we've gone on this streak, right? We hadn't played the Chicago game yet, which means we hadn't played the Columbus game either. And now that leaves us right where we are here in the midst of facing the Vegas Golden Knights and going to see what we get. And I think I'm just ready to watch a hockey game and have fun. So I'm hoping you are as well. I'm expecting a bigger audience on the live stream this evening. So that said, slow mode probably will be tuned up to about 15-second delay between messages just to kind of cut down on some of the stuff we've had coming in the chat as of late. I mean, there's been some weird stuff that you guys don't get to see because my filters catch it beforehand. So we're hoping to eliminate some of that tonight and get this going. Guys, I'm Tyson. This is Dolynny TV. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening. I will catch you 7 p.m. 6:55 Mountain Standard Time. Ooh, pardon me. Mountain Time. We jumped ahead again. We're Mountain Time. Hard Mountain Time. Straight Cup Mountain Time. Here on Dolynny TV for tonight's live stream between the Edmonton Oilers and the Vegas Golden Knights. For the live reaction, I am up on out of here.